And hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another beautiful episode, another Thursday episode, because he shall not be named has work tomorrow. I'm David Siegbert, coming at you from Tallahassee, Florida.
Christian Smith, back at you, Wilmington, Delaware.
Nick Smith, back here in Jacksonville Beach. Let's get it, guys.
So first order of business, as always, for the end of the week episode, we're going to do our Gone in 60 Seconds. This is the one where I do absolutely wacky news about sports, and they try to finish something while they're doing. Not each other, but they're trying to finish something. Today, they're not actually drinking. Wow, and maybe Nick's AA meetings are working. What are you guys going to do this week?
Yeah. Back by popular demand, we're doing the blazing wings. Shout out to local B-dubs messing up my order today, but you know what? We're at it, guys. I got it. We're over here recording. I hate this, but you know what? Got to change it up, right? Got to change it up.
Always.
It's going to be spicy. We got to do it for our flaming hot takes. All right, so when you guys are ready to chow down, I'll start.
I'll never be ready. Let me get them like directly in front of me, and I'm gonna give some little ASMR while I do this, guys. So.
Dude, please don't. Please don't. I don't want to hear that. All right, ready? On today's episode of Gone in 60 Seconds, we catch some waves and some wags with this sport. We hang 10, or 4 in this case. Usually hanging 10 involves your dogs, as in your feet. But in this sport, it's your literal dogs. It doesn't need a round of applause. Does it smell like wet dog in here? Because today we talk about dog surfing. That's right, man's best friend on a board. Dog surfing involves, well, dogs who are trained to go on surfboards or bodyboards. They either are alone or with their human, and they're on the board. Some dogs have been trained to ride a skimboard. I can't even ride a skimboard, so that's kind of impressive. See, and some windsurf with their human. Body surfing dogs are also a big thing and have been documented as well in surfing media. They have real competitions, believe it or not, for the judging is based on wave size and ride length as well. The largest dog surfing competition is held in Imperial Beach, California in the United States. This is called the Lowe's Coronado Bay Resort Surf Dog Competition. Say that 5 times fast. In 2011, over 50 dogs participated. They had small dogs, large dogs, even tandem dogs. And tandem dogs, what it sounds like, just multiple dogs on one board. There also is the World Dog Surfing Championships that are held in North Carolina, which is held in Pacifica, Carolina. That looks pretty sloppy over there, Nick, not gonna lie. So if you're into chasing maverick mutts or cowabunga canines, this is your sport. Now, honestly, there's no way my dog Utley would ever do this. I don't know if he'd be smart enough to learn how to surf, but also he doesn't really like water. I can't even walk him in the rain without him trying to hide under my legs, and he hates baths, so I don't think he'll have a fun time. You know who also isn't having a fun time? Looks like Nick and Christian over there.
Oh, holy. Bro, I am dying.
I'll just enjoy this while I drink my refreshing kiwi boba.
You're drinking boba?
Drinking boba.
Loser.
Yes, is the one crying over wings right now. How you feeling? How you guys feeling?
Not feeling good.
You look like you're about to cry. He's downing some milk.
Oh, I'm downing a man's
some milk. Yeah, see, this is why I don't do this.
Sponsorship issues. Get it off the screen.
I will say, I almost beat Christian.
Yeah,
almost only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades, buddy. F off.
Well,
almost only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades, and sometimes dog surfing. So, what you guys think about it? What do you guys?
Is an actual competition?
Yeah, they have multiple competitions all throughout the United States. A lot of them in California usually, but they have one in Jupiter, Florida as well. So that was pretty interesting.
Dude, Nick, I don't know about you, but like it kind of hurts to breathe. Are you on the same wavelength with me on that one?
I can't talk.
Yeah.
So I think the real honest thing to do here is just to I guess I should start while they try to recover from this.
No.
Okay.
I always kick it off with the start. You know I'm kicking it back off with the start, boys.
All right, and then here we go. We're gonna go into our football takes of the week. We're doing NCAA football predictions right now, and we are on the ACC. We have previously done the SEC, the Pac-12, and the Big 12. So see those previous episodes if you haven't. We're gonna do the ACC. I'm rocking the FSU hat and shirt today. So Christian, tell us what your top 7 are.
Oh, nice. All right. Yes, sir, boys. Here we are. Here we go. So, rolling in at bottom of this list, right? Sitting at the number 7 spot.
Baylor
Going to be Virginia Tech. And I'm going to go with Virginia Tech because Vic went there, and I'm a fan of Vic. And he wore 7, and this is the 7th spot.
Wow, that's a great take. Great take.
And then coming in at number 6. No way you're drinking the ranch right now. You know he likes that white stuff on his tongue.
That's not ranch. That's 110% not ranch. He's used to that.
Oh, yeah, facts. I couldn't really decide who deserves these 6 and 7 spots because I don't think the ACC is going to be as great as you two, I feel like, made it out to be earlier today when we were talking amongst ourselves. So at the 6th spot, I have Pitt, and I don't have any reason for it. They're just there. Now moving into at number 5, I have Miami. I think we'll see a big showing from the defense more than we do the offense in South Beach, and I think most of that contributes to their own line play, specifically because almost already all 5 of their starters are dealing with injuries this season already. So we're not too sure how that's going to play out, and as we know, protecting your quarterback is very important. However, if they do stay healthy enough, I think we'll see a very decent showing out of Tyler Van Dyke. Nothing crazy, but, enough to fare through with a decent record, maybe a bowl game appearance, if that. But one way or another, this should be an interesting team to watch this year. I think the defense will be pretty fun. Coming in at number 4, I have North Carolina. I think they will make a very big showing, or I think we will get a very big showing this year out of Drake May. Probably will be in the conversation for a Heisman finalist by the end of the year, if you ask me. But we all know that this man can't do it alone, and there has to be 22 starters. And already, when I look at the team around him, it's not that great. I mean, there's no big playmakers for him at the wideout position. Their front 7 is a humongous glare. I mean, I just think that that's going to be the 2 biggest downfalls to them being able to take a good run at the division title because there's nothing else really around Drake May, even though Drake May, I do believe, will ball out this season.
I agree.
Number 3, I have Louisville with longtime starter Malik Cunningham now gone and out the door.
Hold on. Just in case any people from that place hear this, anybody from Kentucky, he's talking about Louisville. Just so you guys know. So you can continue.
Thanks, bud. Dude, I'm dripping a little snot right now.
I will say they have good bourbon in Louisville.
In Louisville. They have in Louisville. They have Muhammad Ali, Louisville Sluggers are there. The KFC Yum Center. Pretty good.
Nice. Anyways, number 3, Louisville. Malik Cunningham's now gone, so you assume that it's probably time to worry, right? No. They just got former Cal quarterback Jack Plummer in the transfer portal, who already has ties to the head coach Jeff Brom, dating back to their days at Purdue. And they already have a solid 1-2 running back punch with Isaiah. I'm going to butcher this name. Sorry to you if you ever hear this. Gurendo and Jawar Jordan. Those are the 2 names that are running backs. But they're 2 running backs that already had good seasons last year and are poised to have another 2 good seasons this year. But like the other 2 teams that I have listed before them, wide receiver is just a problem here. There's not a big playmaker, but I think with all the players that they had brought in through the transfer portal this year, they have potential in the wide receiver room. But I don't think that they're going to have enough talent on the offensive side of the ball to really go and stick out as a top 10, 15, 20 team. However, on the defensive side of the ball, they're pretty well-rounded, and I think the defensive backs are going to make the biggest statement of them all, and it's going to be led by, yes, I'm going to say this name correctly, Storm Duck. He already has an all-ACC title under his belt. He's a baller at cornerback. Coming in at number 2, Clemson, baby.
Let's go.
Clemson.
Let's go.
Oh man, let me tell you guys, when I started this off this morning, when I woke up, I wanted nothing more than to put FSU right here and Clemson at 1. Just wanted to so hard because the love of my life went to Clemson, Trevor Lawrence. I love Clemson football. I really don't actually. I'm a Gators fan. Who gives a fuck? But anyways, let me start by saying this much though. From Clemson, I do love Dabo, and I think he's a great coach over there, and he's always gonna have them boys ready to compete. Come everything. I think the QB play shouldn't be a major issue with Klubnik in there. I think we'll see a decent performance out of him. Probably nothing crazy, not like a massive year, but I think Will Sharpley will be able to take the big bulk of the load off of him and have a good run game for Clemson. The biggest problem, though, like I just mentioned, though, with people like North Carolina and Louisville is that there's really no big wide receiver here at Clemson. And that's just always, we all know in a passing league now, you need a wide receiver, you need a weapon, and that's just not something they have. And I think that's going to be their biggest downfall of the year, just because that's the one position they're really missing. And at number 1,
the
Fagnalls.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
It kills me to bring praise to these boys only because it's David's alma mater.
Get that chop started.
FSU looks for real and have possibly just only gotten better from last year. They're returning the bulk of their entire team from just a year ago, including stud quarterback Jordan Travis and edge rusher Jared Verse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this team also had the 6th best transfer portal ranking in the country this year, and a humongous name I believe to watch out for them will be wide receiver Keenan Coleman. I think he's going to be an absolute stud, and he's going to completely help out Jordan Travis and that offense. I think FSU is just going to dominate throughout the ACC, probably only a 1-loss year.
Dang right.
David, you don't get to shut up.
All right, I guess that's my turn. You know, as a lifelong Ohio State fan, I never thought I'd be so invested in the ACC. And that all changed in 2016 when I received my full ride to the Florida State University.
For dick sucking.
Now, I understand they were garbage when I was there. That's the only bad part. It all started from when, I can't believe I forgot his name. Who was the quarterback who
was
went
Winston.
there?
It's Winston.
No, not Winston, dude. He got in trouble for, oh my gosh, not Winston. Why'd I blank on his name? He got injured against Alabama my freshman year. He was supposed to be he's a really big quarterback.
I
don't know, dude. Yeah, it's a great question.
That's your school, not mine.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
Dude, my face feels like it's red right now. By the way, while he's looking this up, I actually
DeAndre Francois.
Oh,
Francois!
DeAndre Francois was a baller, and then he gets hurt, and then we're stuck with hurt Francois. We got James Blackman, Miami Dolphin now, by the way. And Jimbo's time there ran out. Then I got stuck with Willie Taggart. That sucked. But anyway, back to the ACC. Now, I feel like they're probably the worst out of the Power 5 conferences, if I had to be honest. I feel like
it's between them and Big 12, in my opinion.
I'm about to say Big 12 is pretty beefy.
I would say Pac-12 before Big 12. But
I don't know, man.
That's what I meant to say.
I mean, you really only ever have 2 to 3 even good teams in the ACC a year, and like even now it's only like 2. So
no, there's 3 there this year.
Obviously, we aren't going to include Notre Dame in that. They're only in ACC for 1 year during COVID because they could actually play. I think there are 2 teams that can actually do something this year, but unfortunately, we do have to name 7. And at 7, give me the Duke Blue Devils. The Blue Devils went 3-9 in 2021, and they got a new coach, and Mike Elko went 9-4 last year. I don't think they will sneak their way into the top of the ACC at all, but I mean they moved up a bit. And they may finish in the top 25 this year, but I don't believe they will. They have Riley Leonard is returning at QB. And they bring back a lot of good skill players. They have Graham Barton, who was an all-ACC tackle last year on the offensive line, and also they have Jacob Monk. The defenses where major improvements were made last year. They let 39.8 points per game in 2021 and dropped that to 22.1 last year. But I just don't think they had the talent as the other teams on this list, so I think that's why they're more near the bottom. At number 6, I have Lowell. They hired Jeff Brom, which is a decent hire, but they'll have to replace Malik Cunningham, which is going to be hard to do. They also they also lost a good amount of their own line. They did get transferred from Purdue and California, Jack Plummer, and they got Jamari Thrash from Georgia State, who may help out at wide receiver. They were tied for the best defense in the ACC last year at 19.2 points per game. However, they lost Yaya Diaby, Yasir Abdullah, Keltrell Clark, who were all ACC defenders last year. At number 5, I have Pitt. 2021 Pitt was the ACC champions. Then they lost Kenny Pickett. However, they did win a bowl game last year and have a lot of good players that left as well. Jared Wayne, as well as defenders Cansey, Dennis Baldonado, and Eric Hallett left. They have Kedon Slavis, who's gone, and looks like Phil Jerkovich is from Boston College, will be taking over that spot. He's a pretty decent quarterback, I think. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit, and I think he may have a good year this year. They also have Rodney Hammond, who's going to be the running back, and I think he'll have actually a tremendous year on the ground this year. At number 4, we have NC State. Give me the Wolf Pack. NC State has surprisingly won 8 games in 5 of the last 6 seasons. They usually stay within the top 25 or just outside of it. And I think that's where they're going to start the season, maybe at 25 or like between 25 to 30. They have finished first or second in the last 2 years in defense in the ACC, which is really good. They also keep Peyton Wilson, who passed on going to the NFL this year. This team is very weak on offense, however. They averaged only 20 points a game last year, which isn't going to get you anywhere in the ACC or in really any division. With the hiring of Robert Ane, and they have Brennan Armstrong, maybe their offense increases. However, I don't think they have that how much talent to add that they're going to push themselves into the top 3. At 3, I have the UNC Tar Heels. I think this Tar Heels team looks really good, and they looked really good last year as well. Drake May comes back and may even make a run for a Heisman. I think he'll make a run for a Heisman too. They have a new play caller in Chip Lindsey, so that'll be interesting to see how Drake May and him work together. Last year, he accounted for 45 of their touchdowns. However, to get above the next 2 teams, he'll probably have to end up doing more than that. He can get a shot at the ACC title. Josh Downs got drafted, so they lose that weapon, but they did get transfers Nate McCollum and Devontae Walker, who will hopefully change that. Again, the offense needs to keep producing, especially when they have a defense that allowed 30.8 points a game last year. Yep. They also ranked last in pass efficiency defense, which isn't good when you have 2 teams that have pretty good quarterbacks. At number 2, I had the Clemson Tigers. They have been the top dog in the ACC for a good part of 10 years under Sweeney, but they may have finally someone who may bump them off this pedestal. But just because they may have a new challenger in the ACC doesn't mean they won't win 10-plus games this year. They got TCU play caller Garrett Riley. That was a very surprising call. I didn't think he would leave TCU after just going to a national championship. They get Cade Klubnik as a QB to look after Clemson, who still I feel like really hasn't found their guy since Lawrence left.
Yeah,
I think they need to find a way to get Will Shipley the ball more. I think he's the battery in that offense, whether or not you're going to swing him out in the outside and do a little more dunk passes. Yeah. But I feel like he's the guy you should probably run through. Like Christian said, I completely agree. The wide receivers is where they're lacking. That wasn't a thing beforehand. You had a bunch of guys who were really solid at Clemson. I'm pretty sure it's Hopkins came from there.
Mike Williams.
Sammy Watkins. So but you don't have that anymore. And then they have a pretty decent defense. Other than their secondary, I feel like they've lost that. But they're replacing Miles Murphy, Brian Breezy, and Trenton Simpson. They also have a great linebacker tandem. And do you know who their linebacker is, Christian?
Your mom.
Axeman Jr., Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who's an absolute stud at Clemson. He was one of the best backs in the league last year, and I really hope he falls to Philly. I'm just saying, really hope he falls to Philly in the draft coming up.
Not saying anything, but maybe he should go out there and just do something super like a misdemeanor real quick.
we can fall and get him.
I'm not saying anything, just
we would love him.
Small.
Well, actually, Dallas might try to pick him up at that point.
That's true.
That's true.
They're a good overall team, and with Sweeney can definitely make a push for the ACC in first place or even a college football playoff. I just feel like they lack a little bit of offensive firepower.
Absolutely.
And that brings me here to first place.
Fuck shit.
That's right. At first place, I have the Florida State Seminoles. get that chance started, get that
That's
chopping.
not biased.
FSU is back. They finally got a lot of Taggart's team gone, and finally Mike Norvell's team is starting to connect. Oh. They were 10-3 last year. They beat Oklahoma in the Cheez-It Ball, RIP, now the Pop-Tart Ball. The Oklahoma didn't really have a good year last year and didn't deserve to be a ball at all. Jordan Travis is coming back and is arguably a top 5 quarterback in the nation. His athleticism and arm talent is tremendous. They have Trey Benson coming back, and he's an absolute baller at running back. And then
Who's
they
his
also
number one customer on the corner, just so you know, Christian? Is he actually frozen?
No, I think he's confused by your questioning.
Well, no, he knows why.
Anyway, they bring back Johnny Wilson, who was the number 1 target for Travis, and a big body, as well as pair him with Winston Wright, who I think should be looked at closely this year because I think he too can rise to stardom this year. They got a stud transfer from South Carolina, Jaheim Bell, who I think is a top 3 tight end in college football. I think this is interesting, though, because he actually lined up more at slot and at running back than he did tight end all of last year, which is crazy. I can't tell if Christian's actually frozen or not.
Yeah, he's frozen. He's back.
There we go.
Dude, it like kicked me out for a second, and now I'm just right back in it. What the fuck?
You missed my comment.
I totally did. What was your comment?
After you did this, I said he's his number 1 customer on the corner.
But this year, they also beefed up their O-line a bit, so Travis doesn't have to run for his life, as well as that running game can get going. They have a very well-rounded offensive rag this year, but it was going to come down to their defense, which historically has been their bread and butter. They went from allowing 26.5 points per game in 2021 to only 20.6 points a game last year. The defensive captain and star edge rusher Jared Verse passed on the draft and is returning to Tally, and I am so excited to see that. They still helped their defensive coordinator Adam Fuller, and this defense looks dangerous. The only thing you really do is address their secondary. They have a history of great secondaries. You have Deion Sanders who's been here, Antonio Cromartie, Asante Samuel Jr., Jalen Ramsey, Ronald Darby, and the list goes on. But they need the guy this year that's going to lock people down. I think a person to look at would be Frentrell Cypress. This year, he could be the guy to get that lockdown role. He hasn't allowed a touchdown since 2021, the Wake Forest. He only allowed 18 catches on 350 plus snaps last year. This team has a lot of potential, star power to be a college football playoff team and a team to look out for. I'm excited to watch this team maybe be back to the Bobby Bowden glory days. However, they'll have their first test in the first week of the season. Now they play LSU, who's a really good team. LSU, that's what I'm saying. LSU, that's what LSU took last year. I understand what you're saying. We beat LSU last year on the blocked kick. However, LSU got a lot better as the season went on, so that's going to be very interesting to see there. I also look forward to smoking some Gator in the last week as well. And who knows, maybe UF will be better now they don't have a quarterback that'll throw the ball at the ground during 5-yard.
Gator Tail's really good. I don't blame you for wanting some Gator Tail.
And I'm gonna add a dishonorable mention. The Miami Hurricanes. Always one of the most overrated players overrated teams to start every single season. They again were supposed to be a giant powerhouse last year, but however, the U finished 5-7 last year. They luckily used their history for a decent recruiting class. But I don't feel like Miami's been really good since they lost to Ohio State in the 2002 BCS championship.
How do they do it every year, man? They're top 30 in recruiting every single year.
It's just the brand, dude. It's they have a name.
Dude, they haven't been good since the early 2000s.
Dude, Van Dyke.
A little ASMR for you boys here. Hold on.
Didn't pick up any background.
Yeah, there was.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Van Dyke played like garbage last year, and I hope that he stays the same. But in all honesty, he needs to progress for this team to do anything. The O-line was awful last year. The defense also was hot trash, allowing 29.9 points per game in the ACC. Yeah. Overall, the division is lackluster with, again, like I said, really 2 teams to look to do any damage, and it might be boring to see. But that being said, we'll see those 2 teams are made of this season, especially now that they got rid of divisions. There's hope for a Clemson, Florida State rematch and also ACC championship game. So that'll be exciting to see.
I don't see that rematch happening. I really don't.
Yeah, I think Florida State doesn't win a single game this year.
Oh, even though you said them at number one, but okay.
That's how bad the ACC is.
Yeah, apparently Christian doesn't know how to count.
Or read.
So for me, number 7, I got Louisville. I do like the hire at Jeff Brom. I think he's going to be a good hire. He's come from the Big Ten, way better conference than ACC when it comes to football. I like that they added Jack Plummer. I think he's going to be good from Cal. Yeah. I think he's going to be starting quarterback there. To go along with 4-star Jamari Thrash. He's going to be beast. They also added 4 wide receivers in the transfer. They're trying to stack up this offense to make it look like the offense when Lamar Jackson was there.
Mid.
It won't be that great. They don't have a great defense, but I do think Adonjay Green is going to be a good edge for this team.
Give you a good edge.
Oh,
you don't have nothing to say about Storm Duck
because you already covered it. Oh, I do like the name. Whoever came up with that, let's go Duck.
Let's go Duck.
At number 6, I got Duke.
Okay.
They have a tougher schedule this year. I look for them to start out the way they ended last year. You got to play Clemson, Notre Dame, NC State, and FSU. That's hard. That's not easy. It's not an easy task. I think you're pretty much looking at 4 losses off that. But they're returning 9 starters on offense, including Riley Leonard. Looks okay. He looked pretty good last year. Hired Tyler Santucci as their D coordinator, should help them on defense. Obviously they need help there. I don't know how much help it's really going to give them, but whatever they need, they're just getting better. So I think 6 is a good spot for them. Number 5, Wolfpack. I got NC State at number 5. I like that they added Brennan Armstrong. I love that they added Brennan Armstrong from Virginia. Poor guy's career was just absolutely being thrown in the trash over there in Virginia. Virginia used to be decent, but it's just awful. I do like that they added, for protection, they added left guard Dawson Jamirlo from Oregon. He's going to definitely help him. And then they really didn't lose much on defense. So this should be a pretty good defense this year. They still have Peyton Wilson. He had a great year last year. So we'll see what they look like over there. I don't know what David's doing. David, are you okay? Oh, twerk. Twerk, 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 twerk. At number 4, back by popular demand, Hurricane. Miami at number 4. Dude, they got a lot of talent there. I don't know what they do there. They should be way better than what they are.
Yeah.
I do like their offensive coordinator hire, Shannon Dawson from Houston. I think it's going to help this offense. I think it's going to help Van Dyke get to the next level. They also got 2 5-star offensive linemen, Francis Magoa and Samson Okunanala. Both look great. I don't see how you can go 13th in your recruiting class last year and not do anything, and then you're 6th in the recruiting class this year. And I just don't know.
Cristobal is overrated.
I thought, are we getting our recruiting class rankings from different websites? Because I got FSU as the 6th ranked recruiting class.
Nah, FSU.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's transfer portal, not recruiting class. I'm stupid.
Yeah,
Continue.
FSU in recruiting class was 19th.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's not bad.
So then at number 3, I got Clemson.
Clemson
what? Number 3. I think the defense is going to be good. I don't like their offense. I think that Paul Tyson from Arizona State is going to end up being the starter quarterback this year. I don't really think they have much. They're going to be relying heavily on running back, and it's just not going to be enough. I don't know. They had 11 people transfer out and only 1 transfer coming in. So it sounds to me like they know that they're they're going to be on a decline. So I don't know if they want to be there. Then give me a second, guys.
David, do you have something you'd like to say, bud?
Oh, boom.
And number 2, FSU. I don't see FSU making a
Wait a
run
minute.
like everyone thinks. I think they're going to be there. I really
number 1.
Really don't think Jordan Travis is that good.
Okay.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I might be biased.
You just hurt David's feelings.
Ty's UF alumni. I can't argue with it. I just don't. This team, yes, they were 19th in recruiting this year. I don't see how their offense can be ranked 8th overall going into this season. I just don't. I don't see it. Running backs are great. I do like Trey Benson. I will say that dude's going to be an absolute stud.
Dude, Wilson
I'm doing this all to hurt David's feelings, guys. So just so you know. What'd you say, David?
Johnny Wilson's a stud. Dude's a big body receiver and go up and get the ball. I don't understand what you trying to. And
I will say
Keenan Coleman.
but I actually like Hakeem Williams, the transfer you guys got coming in, wide receiver. I think he's going to be good. I also like transfer. What is it? Keon Coloma. Is that right? Is that
Coleman, dude?
Yeah. And they also got Bell from South Carolina.
I also do like the 2 edge guys that they got this year, in Jaden Jones and Lamont Green. They look like they're pretty good. Defense is ranked 26th overall going into the year. That's pretty solid. If they can keep it up with the 8th ranked offense, they could win it. I just don't think. I think last year was a fluke. They're going to be good. They're going to lose the first game to LSU. I mean, they're just not going to. They're not going to cover that. And at number 1, North Carolina Tar Heels.
Dude, you're on crack.
Tar Heels.
Dude, I thought my predictions are like shitty and bold. You just
dude. The only Tar Heel you're on is Black Tar Heroin.
Literally.
You're absolutely high right now.
Yeah, dude.
I will say they were 30th in recruiting this year, but they were 10th last year. They have almost every single person coming back last year. This defense looks great. This offense, not defense. Offense looks great. Defense is a question. I think Drake May might win the Heisman this year. He had 4,300 yards passing last year. They had decent receivers, plus they added transfer from Georgia Tech, Nate McCollum, and transfer from Kent State, Devontae Walker, to absolutely demolish all of these defense in the ACC. Not saying much, but I think they have a shot at it. I don't know, man.
Obviously, you think they have more than the shot if you have them going at number 1. Like,
can you name me the last good Ja Tech receiver?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you name me the last Georgia Tech receiver?
Why can't you just say Georgia Tech, dude?
I don't know. I heard everybody call it Ja Tech.
That'd be Calvin Johnson, I believe.
Yes, it would be Megatron.
Well, who's to say you don't have 2 sitting right here? I just if this defense shows up, they have the chance to take it all. In the ACC, they're not. I don't think they got it. But go ahead, David.
You are relying so much on somehow the Tar Heels defense being good that you completely watched. I wouldn't mind if you put Clemson up there because at least they have the coaching and all the talent to do so. But like UNC, you're gonna jump UNC up to number 1. Dude, they had one of the worst defenses last year in the ACC.
I don't
How are they going to make a giant? And they also lost. Was it Downs? That was their receiver who got drafted.
Listen, if you ask me, Clemson and FSU are the clear 1 and 2, and then UNC is the clear 3.
Just be on the lookout for UNC, man. I just think after last year, they're returning all of those players after the recruiting class they had at 10th.
Oh, all those players on the defense that ranked last in the ACC?
They weren't all on the defense.
I just can't wait to watch. I'll keep my eye out for UNC when they're playing on like December 28th at the freaking, I don't know, Duke Mayo Bowl. I'll make sure to look out for them when they're playing the Duke Mayo Ball.
I mean, I'd be surprised if any of these ACC players or teams make it to the playoffs. To be quite honest with you, I don't think any of them really have a shot.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, in comparison to all the other teams, like, I don't think UNC is the one going to make that jump to 1. I just think it's a 2-headed race.
You don't know.
They could.
I can't take FSU. I can't do it.
So you could have done Clemson.
That's not gonna deter me from the fact that no one in this conference is making it to the playoffs. Not a single one of these teams are making it to the playoffs.
I mean, maybe, but it just depends on what happens with the Big 12 and Pac-12. We know we're going to get 1 or 2 from the SEC or 1 or 2 from the Big 10. Yeah. So, I mean,
you're guaranteed
the way it's looking right now. Why don't you just do the top 2 in Big 10 and top 2 in SEC? I think
I would see it. I would see, yeah, with all the teams that are jumping to those 2 conferences. Let me have it.
You might as well, right?
Let me have it. So I'm going to segue this into some giant news that's happened today. We're talking about ACC. Former FSU player Dalvin Cook has been released by the Vikings.
Yeah, that's big.
I mean, honestly, to me, not a shock. I think we all saw it coming. Yeah. I'm not even sure if he's an elite back anymore, dude.
Whoa.
Dude is injured way too much for me to consider him an elite back. I think he's a really good back, but I think he can never live up to his prime if he keeps getting hurt all the time. Yeah. I think if he goes anywhere to get signed, I would look for Dallas, who needs a back to pair with Pollard, Cincinnati, but also keep an eye out on Miami. 1, it's in Florida, and 2, FSU player Jalen Ramsey is there. And also, I think I saw through the grapevine that he posted a picture today on his Instagram in Hard Rock Stadium. So
I heard before they decided to do this, Miami was actually interested in trading, but they weren't giving Minnesota what they wanted.
My fault.
So they just released him.
Yeah, so they weren't getting. Yeah, so that's what I saw. They were talking about it, but
I don't know. I don't really. That doesn't make too much sense to me, though. If you're not going, you know what I mean. I'd rather get the trade of something than nothing.
Well, it's like it's like the whole we may not be able to give up anything now. We can just resign him, but you also risk somebody else getting him.
Yeah,
too.
But you got to look like the way you look at it too, man. Dalvin Cook. I mean, when he's healthy, is a top 5 running back in the league. Healthy. Can you imagine giving up like a 4th and 5th round draft pick just for him? I think that makes the organization look absolutely garbage. So your best bet at that point is to just release him, if that makes sense.
Well, how many picks do the Dolphins really have? I feel like they traded a lot of them.
They don't have a lot, but I mean, from what I heard, they were in talks of trading. There was another team. I can't think of the other team on the top of my head, but there was 2 teams that were in talks.
I think for me, though, if you're looking at best fit for Dalvin Cook and like where he should end up, I think Buffalo Bills is what kind of pops out to me the most.
Why? Because his brother's there?
No, not even that. Because as we've addressed, I want to say it was probably in episode 7 of the podcast when we were talking about Josh Allen and the Bills. There's no run game over there. That's always been their biggest deficit. And if you can bring in someone like Dalvin Cook, to put back there while he's healthy, that's going to be a massive game changer for someone like Josh Allen. It's going to take the load off of him.
Yeah, I mean, they have 2 mids there. I mean, they have Dalvin Cook's brother, obviously, and they also have Damian Harris, right? Damian Harris, I think.
It's Damian Harris.
So those are, I mean, yeah, they're mid there. But with Josh Allen, you don't really need a crazy good running back.
Right. Oh, that's right. Because Josh Allen has 60 turnovers since coming in. What was the post, David?
It was he has like that's the top 5 most interceptions thrown since like 2019, I think. 18. He's second place to Baker Mayfield.
I told you he would be the best quarterback in the league if he eliminated the dumb decisions that he made.
But it's been a constant thing for 4 to 5 years now.
Yes,
and that's why you need a dominant running back in that backfield so you can, minimize those stupid
So if
decisions.
they get that dominant running back, do you think his mistakes go down? Does he go and propel himself to a top 3?
100, bro. If you ask me, probably. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but probably because, dude, you minimize the opportunity he has for mistakes.
I think. I agree. I mean, he had an issue with accuracy when he was in Wyoming at quarterback. And I think if you put the pressure and keep the defense honest on him, like for a running game, keep the defense honest. I mean, I feel like he'll be able to make better decisions passing the ball. Yeah, but he's not on Patrick Mahomes or a Burrow,
or Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, Hurts had a really good run game too.
Yeah, I mean, I love Hurts, but dude, he still yes, his percentage of completions were 60%, but I still think Josh Allen's a better passer than him.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Were you talking? My fault.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna bring this into I'm gonna do a little trivia time with David. Hopefully we'll bring in some trivia questions from a little bit. I love trivia. I go to trivia every single Wednesday. So I'm gonna ask a couple of trivia questions, see if my colleagues can get it. Question number one. Who leads the Eagles all time in yardage? Who do you guys
Like,
think?
like
in receiving, right?
Receiving yards. Yeah, it's receiving yards.
number one receiver all time.
All time. Their top receiver all time.
Can you spell Carmichael for me, Christian, real quick? Because I saw the way you spelled that, and that was like a chameleon almost. Like
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor and fuck off? Thanks.
So who do you guys got? Who do you guys got?
I'm gonna go with Jackson.
You're going with Jackson. I think that's an awful take because Jackson never had. I think he only had one 1,000-yard season. I'm gonna go with Carmichael. Honestly.
All right. So the answer is Harold Carmichael, 8,978 yards as an Eagle. And now I think AJ or Devontae, if they stay here, are gonna break that. I mean, they already have over 1,000 yards.
You said it was 5,800.
It was 8,978.
Oh, 8,900.
And I think Djax is like third or fourth place, I think, in yards for the Eagles.
I wanted to go.
Do you know who's second and third?
Answer.
I didn't look up who's second and third.
It was
probably Tommy McDonald.
I mean, I wanted to go
Brian Westbrook.
Carmichael, but it was too obvious of a pick.
All right, and so the next question I'll have for you, because CBS Sports, they released like what player has the most receiving yards for every single team. Three of those teams were tight ends.
I got it.
So I want you to list me the player and the team.
Yep, I got it.
That player.
Tony Gonzalez, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Antonio Gates, Chargers.
Yeah.
Patriots, Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, I'm gonna literally second every single one of those because that's the exact list.
All right, so you got two of the three players correct. One of the three teams correct, however.
Oh, it's Chiefs Gronk. Or not Gronk. Chiefs. What's his name?
Tony Gonzalez.
Yes.
It is
that's
Tony Gonzalez on the Chiefs with 10,940 yards for the Chiefs. Antonio Gates for the Chargers, 11,841. But you're missing one giant tight end who.
Hold on. Oh no! Stop!
Yeah.
Can I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Shannon Sharp?
No, nope. It's one tight end that we had to watch 2 Sundays a year.
Jason Witten.
Jason Witten with 12,977 with the Cowboys.
It makes me want to throw up, dude. But Jason Witten was just a baller.
He was.
And I think the big thing here is like he almost had 13,000 yards with the Cowboys, dude. And unfortunately, he played some garbage year with I think the Raiders. I think he went to for a year.
Yeah,
it was literally like one.
This
year
might
before he retired.
This might be an L take. This might be a really L take. But Romo wasn't as bad as a quarterback as we all made.
I don't think it's an L take. He was just bad in December when it mattered. I think that's what the issue came.
He was not. He was just like Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
Donovan McNabb went to the Super Bowl. Tony Gonzalez is interesting because I mean, okay,
Donovan McNabb went to that Super Bowl because of that defense. Come on now.
And he had T.O.
with a broken ankle.
Well, he finally had a good receiver. But I'll say this: you said Tony Gonzalez with Atlanta. Who do you think Atlanta? Who has the most yards over there?
Julio.
It's Julio.
It has to be because he's
Julio. He has like 12,000 yards. I'm interested to see how many yards Tony Gonzalez though has with the Falcons, and that'd be very interesting.
I think he has at least 7,000-8,000, dude.
He has
what blows? I'm curious. You said they released a list, and only 3 of the teams were tight ends leading as leading receiver. I would have put some money that Greg Olsen in Carolina would have been.
That's a good one.
No, but who do you think Carolina had one receiver?
Steve Smith Sr.
Steve Smith.
Yeah, of course.
Was the leader over there.
Right.
That's a good one, though. The Greg Olsen was my
But Greg Olsen also started with the Bears, though. Olsen played some season with the Bears.
Dude, the best part is that everyone would forget about Greg Olsen in the fantasy draft. I draft him every single year.
Oh my God, dude! Jimmy Graham for the Saints. He wasn't on there.
No, I believe if I remember correctly, is Marquise Colston.
Oh, Colston was a baller. Colston was a baller.
He was good.
Let's see. Let's see here. Was it Marquise Colston? Let me see. Yep, Marquise Colston was for them. Poor dude. The Bears have been such a poverty franchise that some random dude named Johnny Morris and his pictures in black and white.
So wait, you're telling me George Kittle isn't the leading receiver for the 49ers of all time?
No, dude, Jerry Rice.
Who do you think? Yeah.
Guys, it was a fucking joke, obviously.
And my
Jesus
big thing
Lord.
is Tim Brown for the Raiders. That
I
feel
see.
like,
I
Can you
can believe he's a
imagine-
Hall of Famer.
Listen, Steve Smith had his career handed to him. Can you imagine having Jerry Rice and T.O. on your team?
Steve Smith.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this guy's
Steve
talking
Young.
about.
Steve Young.
Oh, Steve Young.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine having those two?
Surprisingly, Hines Ward's for Pittsburgh, and I feel like it would be like Swan or AB, but I guess AB didn't play there long enough.
No, AB was only there for like 5 years.
Yeah, but AB wasn't there long enough.
Hines Ward's been there. I mean, he was their guy for a while.
I'm surprised. Actually, Santonio Holmes was a big name that stands out to me there too over in Pittsburgh.
I feel like San Antonio Holmes didn't play there as long as Hines Ward did.
Yeah,
I feel
true.
like-
No,
He
Hines
was
Ward
also
was there for like 15 years.
Yeah, Ocho's
Who's Washington's? Is it Santana Moss?
Oh, it has
it's-
to be.
Art Monk.
Really?
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
not.
Yeah, what's funny, the Patriots is Stanley Morgan. So
Yeah, I don't know.
How is it not Gronk, dude?
I just feel like Gronk was also injured a lot too.
He has to be
And
number
he-
2.
and-
right?
but-
So it
I'm-
wasn't. So it's not Aaron Hernandez for the Patriots.
No, he leads in
He was hung
I mean,
out
he
the
kills it
drive.
over there.
he leads in kills over there. He has
Yeah.
the best kill to death ratio.
Hung out the drive.
KD.
Oh,
I mean,
and-
actually, no. I think his KD is like 1-1. He's dead too. So.
I
That's
feel like
a
killed
good
two
KD.
people.
That's a good.
Oh,
KD.
sorry, 2-1 KD, 50%er.
So I guess next would be our NHL playoffs. Get us into our
Ooh.
3-minute minor here. Again, it's Stanley Cup playoffs.
David
We
likes
don't have
minors?
that. Oh no. We're not keeping that in. No. So we're gonna start
Is
with
this
a
UF
3-minute.
football?
Yeah, right. We're gonna start with a 3-minute minor here. The Golden Knights lead 2-0. The Golden Knights absolutely spanked the Panthers in game 2. It was not even close. The final score was 7-2, and the Panthers have given up a combined. Yeah, the Panthers have given up a combined 12 goals in the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup playoffs, which is completely atrocious. This Golden Knights team offense is dangerous as of late. In the last 3 games they played, they've scored a combined 18 goals and only allowed 4 in that span. That's absolutely unheard of. Now, game 3 was played in Miami. So now the Panthers can, game 3 was played in Miami. So now the Panthers can finally use their home field advantage or home ice advantage. Wow. Can finally use their home ice advantage. However, I don't think that's going to matter at all. The defense is nowhere to be found right now for Florida in these first 2 games. And I think that continues here. They need to start scoring more, but Vegas has been so well in goal and on defense, it feels like it doesn't even matter. It's been a tough task for any team all postseason. I think Vegas takes a 3-0 lead and makes Florida have to avoid being swept on Saturday at home.
Yeah. So it's just that offense is so good.
Who, the Knights?
Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, 12 goals in the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Let me
Is
put
that,
it
like,
to you
is that a
this way.
record? Is that a record?
Maybe not. I didn't look that up. I don't think it is.
Let me
But
put it
like
to you this way.
still.
Sergey, the goalie for Florida, got pulled. 4 goals on 13 shots. Got
That's
pulled out of the
Not
game.
good.
That is not good.
That's horrible.
They brought in their backup. How many? He gave up 3 goals, right? How many shots do you think we're taking on goal?
56.
I'll say 22.
15. 15 shots. Now they
Wow,
won
so,
over
like,
it.
So you're getting you're getting a 20% goal completion there.
Dude, I was looking at him like I don't even have anything else to say. I mean, the Panthers just look.
What's more amazing to boot to that means they only took a combined 28 shots all game and made 7.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's
dude.
insane.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's literally what, 25%
25%. Yeah, exactly.
So
20%.
they're saying Sergey is going to start tonight, which I mean he's been pretty good throughout the entire,
You don't get to the Stanley
playoffs.
Cup without a good goalie.
Yeah.
But I mean, well, that's not true. Look at the Knights have had a good goalie, but look how much points they've been. Like, if you look
Right,
at it,
I mean, they only
mostly-
allowed two goals in each of the last 2 games.
Yeah,
So
I mean, but their offense.
Look, when you're
is just-
scoring 6 a game, buddy, you're allowed to let up 2.
I mean, I don't know. At this point, unless Florida has an answer in Florida tonight,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah, I
It's
think. I
absolutely
mean,
over.
I don't know much about hockey at all, really whatsoever, as you guys and the viewers know. But I've been saying ever since we started the freaking NHL overview, Knights are going to win this thing, and I feel like it's just really not even close. And we're seeing it right now that it's really not even close.
Yeah, I wanted the Kraken, but at this point, Let's go Knights.
In the
Been
Knights.
saying it since then.
All right. And so we're going to move from Miami hockey over to Miami in basketball. Now we got the NBA playoffs. Game 3 just happened. Game 4 happens, I believe. Is it not tomorrow, on Saturday?
On Saturday, yeah.
On Saturday. So yeah, Christian, you want to start us off on that?
Yeah. I mean, let's see. So when you go and look at game 2 in which Miami won, you go and look at the stat line for Jamal Murray. That's the one that stands out to me the most, right? And he only had 18 points, wasn't doing that crazy. Yeah, him and Joker to both come out and go for a triple-double, to combine for more than 60 points, more than 20 assists, and more than 20 rebounds on 2 players. And I might also note that those 2 players combined for more points, rebounds, and assists than the entire Miami Heat starting lineup at their own home court. That is horrible. They had a sequence and an answer for Jamal Murray in game 2, and that's what won them the game. That's everyone's kind of starting to realize with the Nuggets, Jokic is going to get his no matter what you do. So you need to cut the next man off, and that next man is Murray. You did it in game 2. You saw what happened, and you won. You come back home though, game 3, you don't contain Murray. And dude, I don't know. I was hoping Miami was going to put us out in 5 guys. Clearly, they're going to pull it out in 6. But, dude, you gotta make it better than that, man.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to Jokic, man. First ever player to have 30, 20, 10.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's unreal,
insane.
man.
He should have been the MVP.
But I've been saying it since before the finals happened. If you keep Jamal Murray under 20 points, you win games. Apparently, they're not listening because dude went off for 34.
Dude, you have good nights though. Some nights, you know what I mean. You can't contain a guy like him under 20 every game.
But it seemed like they cared more about Porter Jr. The dude only had 2 points.
He never seen a shot he doesn't like though. Michael Porter Jr.
That is very true. I mean, the issue is Jimmy and Adebayo, they can't do it themselves, and they really have been. 28-22. Tyler Hero didn't play in game 3.
I'm about to say that was another big thing. Hero didn't play.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
They need him back, and this extra day of rest is really going to help.
I hate it. Oh, I hate it though. It's too many days before games.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not like I get it if they're
not traveling,
but they're literally playing in Miami. And trust me, I get it. I mean, what's wrong with a Friday night game, dude?
If I may add, though, dude, Tyler Hero has been cleared to play since I believe it's game 6 of the Boston series for Miami. So I don't know what's going on with him, but I'll ask you two as
his hand's
2
still
people.
Hurting, dude.
But let me ask you two as 2 people who were competitors as myself as well. You're in the biggest stage of your life. Yeah, your hand's hurting, but the doctor looked at you and cleared you.
You're asking the wrong person, dude.
I'm asking the right people.
It's just here's what I'll have to say to that is if he has, like Nick was saying last time, he's cold right now. He probably hasn't shot. He probably doesn't feel comfortable shooting right now. And also, if he isn't 100% healed and you're going to risk re-injuring that and having worse, he's a young player. He's only been in the league for like 2-3 years now. There's no reason to go ahead and re-injure yourself and then have more damage done to it when you have more of a career. This dude could go out and get paid somewhere else or with Miami. He's probably with his next paycheck will probably get a hefty paycheck with any team he goes on. But I mean, I personally, if I'm in the finals and I know I'm the underdog and knowing that I may make a difference, whether that's just playing defense, it could just be playing defense, doesn't need to shoot that much. I would do anything in my power if I felt comfortable. If he doesn't feel comfortable, then I understand that. But anything in my power to get back on that court.
See, I'm the wrong person to ask this, man. I was in a practice one day for basketball and I broke my ankle. I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't do anything. I went to my athletic trainer the next day and he looked at my foot, purple, blue, swollen as can be. Couldn't even tie a shoe. It was so swollen. And he looks at me and goes, I don't think he can play. I said, just tape it up. Just tape it up. I went out there against our arch rival and I played. I'm the wrong person to ask this.
Do you tell these stories?
I don't care what it is.
Look big?
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I'm the wrong person to ask this, man. Like, if nothing's gonna keep me out of a big stage game.
Nah,
It's
and I
not
mean, I
possible.
here's my thing though, is I feel like that's my mindset too, and I feel like if you go and ask a lot of sports players, that's probably their mindset, and to me too, I feel like I don't know, I feel like if I'm Jimmy Butler and Bam, I'm almost looking at Hero and being like, dude, we're the underdog, we're not expected to win, we need your help, you've
But how do you
seen we
know
need
it's
your
him?
help.
How do you know it's not Spoelstra keeping him out because he's not been playing this entire time? How do
Okay,
you?
well,
That's my thing. Like,
then at that point, bro, then that's on the coach because at that, like, if okay, he hasn't been playing this entire time. Well, buddy, it's the finals. He's got to play it fucking sometime.
it's true. You're right. No, I mean, I agree. I mean, most of these guys are gamers, man. Unless it's
Yeah,
LeBron. Most of these guys are gamers. They're gonna go out there and give it them all.
yeah.
You had to mention LeBron. Okay.
Oh
0 days
yeah.
LeBron.
without.
No, have you not seen all the flops that he
LeBron,
has?
LeBron.
Dude, he's the Justin Fields of
There's
football or
no.
Yo,
basketball.
he's going to Dallas this offseason. You hear about that?
Are they planning on drafting his son?
I don't know, but I heard Kyrie's talking to Bronny and or not Bronny, LeBron, and they're trying to make it happen.
Well, then
But
watch out
I
for that.
also heard the Suns are very interested in Damian Lillard and they're probably about to let Chris Paul go.
They are, yeah, they're talking to Chris Paul tomorrow to see about restructuring.
I heard Damian Lillard to Miami, but anyway, so I'm going to talk
Really?
about I'm going to
Oh, that's right, because he said yeah, he came out and he was like Miami's the obvious choice right now.
Yeah. But yeah, so like in game 2, game 3, Jokic and Murray went for 2 30-point triple doubles. That's not going to get it done. That is not going to get it done. To add to that, they had 20 combined assists.
Yeah.
And
Unreal.
And what was it? It was 30
unreal.
combined rebounds, right?
30 combined rebound.
They had 20 of their 28 assists, which means that they other than their scoring, they didn't account for like 16 to 24 of their points. Only 16 to 24 of their points weren't because of Murray and Jokic. Now, like you were talking about, Adebayo and Jimmy got theirs done. Like I said, Adebayo is going to get his points because, Jokic isn't a good defender. However, we need to look to those 3 role players that we were talking about in the Celtics series. Struss, Vincent, and Martin. They combined 4 for 15 from 3 with only 20 points between the 3 of them in that game. That's absolutely awful. Now, I was talking about in the last episode, you cannot let you can let Jokic have his.
Yeah.
Let Jokic have his.
Yeah.
But if you let Murray have his, then you're not going to be able to do anything.
They did it right in game 2, man.
Like, if you're going to let somebody get the first ever 30-point, 21 rebound, 10 assist, triple-double, absolute insanity numbers, you're going to have to shut somebody else down. And if you don't, then you're screwed. Spoelstra and the defense need to figure it out, or they're going to be going home in Denver in game 5.
Yeah, I thought they had it right. I thought, like you said, I thought they started to figure out their game
execution.
Plan, but it just seemed like what you said. Like, I mean, they held Porter Jr. to 2. That's kind of unheard of. But you just went and let Jamal Murray have his, and you can't do that, man. That's their number 2 guy.
Yeah. I just think Miami just absolutely outmatched, dude. And like, if they don't win game 4, and the series is over in game 5, they're not making it back to Miami for game 6.
So to add on to that real quick though, and how you were talking about with the other 3 role players and Strus, Martin, and Vincent. Yeah, and how you're talking about how they need to step up. If you go and look at it, Jimmy Butler scored 2 points in the 4th quarter. And I mean, that's where it really kind of comes into big key. If you're not having anybody else come and being able to help you, I mean, I get it. Jimmy Butler, we had this hype around him, throughout this entirety of the playoffs because he has nearly done it himself throughout the entirety of this playoffs. But we're in the finals now against arguably they're here at the finals too. So the best team in basketball in the Nuggets, right? You have to show up. If Jimmy Butler can put up 26 for the first 3 quarters and you don't put up anything else, by the time that 4th quarter rolls around, if he's only putting up 2, you need to be able to put up everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of Embiid was saying in that game 7 against the Celtics too, was he was saying, look, he's like, James and I can't always be the ones to score. Like, we're going to have our off nights. So that's why he's like, I think that's what he meant when he's like, James and I need help. Obviously, he's the MVP. I mean, Jokic, it seems like that hasn't mattered. Jokic has been dominating Of
I
course,
still think Jokic should have won that MVP, man.
Of course, Adebayo, I feel like it's not that good of a defender compared to Al Horford that they had on.
I'll tell you what, though, I will say if
Embiid.
Miami does come through one way or another to win this finals,
You
Bam
already
is going
said
to be
they
the
are
MVP.
coming through. You have them in 6.
I mean, I do have them in 6, but for your guys' perspective, if they come through and win this finals, Bam's going to win the MVP over Butler.
Yeah, I think I agree with that because he's just been a surprise player.
I don't think he's a surprise. I said it before the finals even started that he was going to get his because Jokic is not that good of a defender. But I think he's been the more consistent player out of everybody that's been on that Miami Heat team. So it's going to be interesting. I hope they don't do it like if Jimmy Butler does really well these next couple games and they do win. I hope they don't do what they did to like Andre Iguodala and Stephen Curry, where they're like, "Oh, Andre Iguodala was guarding LeBron, that's why they won." But LeBron had like 30 points a game in the finals, and it should have been Curry. But yeah, I just looking at the matchups, looking how it's happened 2 out of the 3 games, I just don't see Miami Heat having the power to top Denver.
Yeah, it's just not. I mean, I said it from day one. Heat are going to outcoach them, but the Nuggets just have a better team. I mean, simply put, they just have a better team there. I would love to see Jimmy Butler get it. I just don't.
Pause.
I don't see him getting it done there. Unless Tyler Hero comes back, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, I just don't. Unless Miami can do something, I see the Nuggets taking this. So that's going to get us into our Goldie's locks of the week.
Yes, sir, boys. Yes, sir. We're back at it, trying to make you all some money. Now, even though we are 0 since the pod has started on the now newly named Goldie's locks, I'm coming back to you guys here with a simple 3-leg build this week, and I feel like this is the moneymaker here, in all honesty. It's pretty. Here's how we're rolling here, okay? So all these games are for tomorrow, right? And the first one we're going to roll with is we're going to take the Rays on the money line at home against the Rangers. Rays, I feel like
we're going out there tomorrow, Friday.
Yes, tomorrow, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. So I like the Rays. I don't like picking against them. I especially don't want to pick against them at home. And especially because they're playing the Rangers, who are a better ball club, it gives you good value on the money line. It's a -130 money line. I like that for the first leg of the parlay. To tail that, it's going to be the Blue Jays over the Twins at home again for the Blue Jays. And that's a -110 value on the money line because, again, 2 very good teams here. But I think the Blue Jays bats are hot. Bo Bichette's playing out of his mind right now. So we're going to take the Blue Jays at home. And then to go into the final leg of the 3-leg parlay here.
Wait, how is Bo Bichette's son Jenga doing? Wait, that's his dad. Keep going.
And the 3rd leg of the parlay, I wanted to go with something that adds a little juice to the parlay here. I want to throw somebody in with
Simpson.
Throw someone in with a little plus odds here. So I decided to go with the Mariners on the money line at the Angels. Now, right away off the bat, might not sound too interesting, but it should be noted that Shohei Ohtani is on the mound tomorrow night for the Angels. And because of that, the Seattle Mariners are getting out at a +160 odd. And I should also note that the pitcher throwing tomorrow for Seattle has a better ERA and whip than Shohei Ohtani does this year as well.
Luis Castillo. I'm pretty sure that's Luis Castillo, former Cincinnati Red, who is a baller, and he's doing really well this year too. I think he has like a 2-point-some-odd ERA.
Yeah,
right now.
it's I want to say it's like a 2.26.
The glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. I do like those, man. I do like those. And before we get anywhere else, I do kind of want to talk about those Reds, man. That new guy that they just got,
dude. De La Cruz. I'm talking about
Cruz.
I'm talking about a little bit later when we do our Dubs and Chugs pick. But dude.
He had his first homer last night.
He didn't hit it. Dude freaking moonshot it. 458 feet, dude.
I mean, dude, the guy sent that to the fucking moon.
He's already he had a hit today against Kershaw. And
was he a top prospect for the Reds?
He was like one of the top prospects in baseball.
Yeah. He was, yeah. I mean, when you're a bottom tier team, you're gonna get a top tier prospect.
Sometimes you gotta be a bottom to get a top.
Yeah.
That is very true. So that's gonna get us into a segment that we do from time to time, subpar. This week, going into it, they announced the Live Tour is going to be added to the DP World Tour and PGA.
I love some DP.
My question is, how much money was given to these two leagues to be able to get this Live Tour involved in them? Because we all know they got some money over there, and I will say, if I could pick a deflated baller of the week right now, it's going to be the PGA Tour because
really
110%.
They did not tell any of their players. It's supposed to be a players association over there that everyone is involved in what they do in their decisions. Nobody knew. They woke up. Mirakawa literally tweeted out, "Wow, it must be nice. I'm sipping my coffee and I just found out that this is happening." Nobody knew that was happening. Tiger didn't know. Rory didn't know.
Rory, dude.
John Rahm didn't know.
Rory's pissed.
Jordan didn't know.
Rory is pissed.
Rory's not happy about it. Meanwhile, the Live Tour guys are laughing their asses off because
they got a bag.
They just got $30 million easy in their bag, each of them, just for nothing. Just for nothing. Literally, they knew what they were doing. They knew what was happening, and they all took the money and ran. And yes, they're probably going to get fined to come back into the PGA. But my God, like, good grief, what are you doing over there? What a joke. Because you're losing money, and money talks.
I agree. Yeah, like it is a joke. You know, those Live players got a bag to join the Live, and they only had to wait less than a year to be able to come back to PGA Tour play, dude. Mickelson, DeChambeau, Koepka laughing to the bank. But dude, like I said, you know, Rory McIlroy got absolutely crapped on. Dude was so anti-Live. He was so pro PGA. He was putting his heart out for them. And then they just go out of nowhere and they're like, oh, you know what? We're bringing the Live back. Sorry, Rory. Like, without even telling him.
Yeah.
You know, they went under his nose and made this deal. And I'd be ticked off by him too. You know, overall, I don't know if this is the best thing for golf. However, it's the best thing to get all those big names back again. No, I think that's where it came down to. Like, we need Mickelson, we need DeChambeau, we need Koepka back, DJ. Like, we need those players back. I just can't wait for somebody to start shooting, like shotgunning a beer on the Amen corner. That'd be absolutely amazing.
And I will say the beer is so cheap at a Masters. I mean, it's like $3 for a beer.
I mean, it's because you're paying you're paying a lot of money though.
$3 for a beer?
It's $3, and
you're
like
paying a lot of money to get into it though. Like, you're invited, but you need to pay.
Dude. Unless you win the lottery, the tickets are like
to the PGA Tour.
Yeah, dude, it's the Masters.
Yeah, wait list.
The thing is, man, like, you can't leave these guys in the dark. And I do look to see the PGA in the future do some sort of team event like they are with the Live Tour, but you're still going to make it to where, you know, it's gentleman's golf, where they're not going to have it where you go out there and you just party, someone hits a hole in one and you just absolutely destroy a golf course based off of the one hole. Granted, if you saw the Waste Management hole in one, that was pretty crazy too, but you just don't, you're not going to get music on the golf course like you do with that. It's not going to be a party scene. It's going to be fun, but it's not going to be something like that. And that's, you know, people like Tiger and Rory aren't going to go for that because you're talking in someone's backswing. I mean, we've all been there besides Christian, obviously, because he's frozen. But still, no one likes people talking in their backswing. But I will say, I wanted to bring this up because it's kind of cool. Viktor Hovland won this week the Memorial. Finally gave him a little jump start going into the U.S. Open next week. Really going to help him. What I really like about Viktor Hovland, this is why he's one of my favorite golfers at this time. He literally wins the Memorial Open. The very next day, he decides to go caddy for his caddy to qualify for the U.S. Open. You don't see that, man. You don't see these guys going out there and doing that.
I'm saying, like, I've been seeing like Hovland coming up for the past like several years now, and I've thought he's been a stud. I'm glad he's doing well right now.
You should like him. He's from Ohio State. He played for Ohio State.
Ooh, so Koepka and Hovland, my dream team.
He should be your favorite golfer. But like, such a class act, man. I mean, you're going out there. That's been his roommate when he was at Ohio State. That was his roommate over there, and he's helping him out. I mean, and you just won. He doesn't have to do anything, but he went out there, carried the bag for his caddy.
Yeah.
Love it. Love this.
Well, was hilarious. I saw like a video that like when he made the putt to win that tournament, the putt was like a $1.4 million putt.
Yeah, can you imagine the pressure on that putt?
I feel pressure when I have a 1 foot tap in. I can only imagine.
I can see that butt puckering over there, 100%. So that's gonna get us to our last segment, Dubs and Chugs.
Whoop whoop.
We're gonna start this off. Friday's games: Royals versus Orioles.
Easy money. I'm taking the Orioles.
Well, I would say that if the Orioles haven't let me down this week, losing 2 of their first 3 games against the Brewers. Again, the Brewers hate me. Don't know what I did to you guys. But the Orioles get to play at home against a really bad Royals team. Wells has been good this year, so pitching wise, I'm going to take the Orioles.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Give me Baltimore all the way. Always get it done at home. Next game, Athletics versus Brewers.
Give me the Athletics.
No way.
Woo!
I'm speechless. Athletics are one of the worst teams in baseball history this year.
Don't care.
Like, they're literally, but I'm going to take the Brewers. But don't be surprised if the Brewers lose because again they hate me. So I could see them losing just to spite me this week.
So I want to throw this out there. I've taken the A's 2 weeks now. Disappointed me both times.
That's on you.
Can't do it again. I can't lose.
Third time's the charm.
I can't lose another time. I'm too upset. Give me the Brewers at home, man. They get it done in Milwaukee. They're playing for that first place spot. Love it. Getting us into our last game on Friday, Mariners versus Angels, and I think this is a good matchup.
Yeah, I mean, as you guys heard from, Goldie's locks, I know that Shohei Ohtani is on the mound that game, but one way or another, I'm still going to take the Mariners because I got to follow my parlay, and that's what I believe in.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good pitching matchup. You have Castillo and Ohtani. It's going to be a pitching duel. This is going to be a low-scoring, good pitching game, I feel, but I think the Angels will take this at home.
Yeah, going to be a great game. You're talking about a good divisional game here. But I'm telling you, man, Ohtani gets it done himself, man. I'm thinking you're looking at a 3-1 game. Ohtani gets it outperforms. Love that pick. And then going into our Saturday games, Twins versus Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Blue Jays will probably drop one of them, and I think Saturday's going to be the day, so I'm going to take the Twins.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Twins lead the AL Central, but they don't have a winning record. They lead the division at a 31-31 record. The Red Sox, who are last place in the AL East, would be first place in that division. The Jays are a good hitting team. However, Ryan has been a stud for Minnesota this year. He's 7-3, the 2.76 ERA to boast. They play in Toronto, but I think Ryan keeps it up and the Twins win this.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like an easy division over there. I say easy, but I mean, you can't. With that being first place, you just can't argue with it. I mean, then you have the AL East, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Give me the Blue Jays. I think their division's tougher. You can't argue with it. Their bats are hot. They've been hot for a while now. I'll take the Blue Jays there. And this is my game to watch for the weekend. Rangers versus Rays.
Yeah, give me the Rays.
Well, so you have Eovaldi on the mound for the Rangers and Bradley for Tampa. Eovaldi is 8-2 with a 2.24 ERA. He is my person to watch out for Cy Young Award this year because he's looking hot, especially with DeGrom now missing time with Tommy John surgery. I think he gets it done here, and the Rangers beat the Rays.
It's going to be a hot one down in Tampa. Both
Playing
these
a dome.
teams in a dome. I know.
In a dome.
It doesn't matter, though. Both these teams know what they're doing in a dome. Give me the Rangers on this one. I'm going to continue rolling with against the Rays. I got the Rangers. I think that bats are hot. I just don't know if they've faced a team that has a bat like this yet this year. Last game, and one of my favorites of the weekend, is the Reds versus Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, we touched base on it a little bit. Reds are looking really good. De La Cruz is looking really good. I think I'm going to take the Reds here.
Yeah, dude. So the Reds would beat the Brewers in game 4 of that series and win back-to-back against the Dodgers the week after I chose them to do something. They brought up Ellie De La Cruz from the minors, and he has been an absolute stud.
So
He got his
good.
first hit in the first game. Second game, he hit that 458 home run. He also got a triple that game. I believe the stats were like he was like 30.2 feet per second running the bases from home to third.
crazy.
Dude, when's the last dude, he was only 2 rows away from hitting it out of the ballpark. When's the
Right.
last time that you've seen that happen there, man? I don't know if there's been
Probably
a time.
Griffey. Probably Griffey. Probably Griffey
was a
hit some.
stat, but like, dude, that was such a shot, dude. Love it.
The
Nick,
Reds,
gag on his meat some more.
The Reds are red hot right now, and even though Mikolas is on the mound for St. Louis, I'll have the Reds winning that game.
Nice.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals at home. I think, everyone's been on the Cardinals jock lately. Or sorry, not the Reds jocks lately. They have a great team, but I think the Cardinals get it done at home in St. Louis. Last game or last day of the week, personal favorite, Dodgers versus Phillies.
Do you have any idea who's pitching that game?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
It's Urias and Walker.
Walker. Honestly, right now it's June, baby, and I don't think I can bring myself to pick against Philadelphia. So give me the Phillies, boys.
It's an interesting pitching matchup. The Dodgers have lost back-to-back to Cincy. I think they end up winning 6-0 today, however, against the Reds, or last time I checked. But it's June. This is the Phillies month. This is the month of Schwarber. Give me some Schwar bombs with a side of some extra base hits.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Let's
Give me Philly.
go.
Give me
Let's
Philly.
go. I mean, I can't argue with it, man. I cannot argue with it. June is Phillies month, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got Schwarber, you got Harper, you got Castellanos going out there. You have Trey Turner deciding he wants to show up and play.
Yep.
I mean, the list goes on and on. The pitching finally wants to come around. Walker had a great performance last outing. I think they get it done. I don't think Walker has a great game. I think this is going to be an offensive matchup. I think it's going to be a great game. Fun to watch for the fans. Yep. Phillies get it done. I think they get it done 9-7 in this game.
I think we see a little more along the lines of 22-20.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying I hope so, because I'm just saying I want my hot take to hit with the 15 home runs. And with that small coming in, I don't know how that comes in. Leading into our next game, Mets versus Pirates.
At the Pirates, I'm going to take the Pirates.
It's a tough one.
Mets are an absolute poverty franchise. Look at the pitching here. The Mets are starting Carrasco, who has a 5.94 ERA. Keller at 3.6. So I'm going to get the Pittsburgh Pirates to win this. Their bats are better, and they play in Pittsburgh. So give me the Pirates.
Did you say Costco or
Carrasco?
Because Costco,
they probably sell better pitchers there.
That's what I'm saying, man.
The pitchers eliminated.
Bundle it up. Give me the Pirates at home in Pittsburgh. I think they get it done here. Last game on Sunday, best rivalry in baseball. I had to save this for last. Red Sox versus Yankees.
Dude, the past 2 days in betting, I have picked the Yankees, and the past 2 days in betting, the Yankees have just shit on me. So I'm gonna go with the Red Sox.
All right. Well, Nick took the words out of my mouth. Best rivalry in baseball this weekend. Pitching wise, the edges for Boston. They're starting Bello, and the Yankees are starting Schmidt, but they play in New York, and those bats are dangerous. You got the short porch out there, so I'm going to take the Yankees in this one.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, hit a pop up in this field, and it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, literally.
Based off of this rivalry, give me New York at home, man. I mean, it's just hard to bet against them at home. Then it's going to get us into our tiebreaker. And I really hope this is really going to come into effect, because I made sure I picked almost the same as you guys this entire time. Padres versus Rockies.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Padres, and I'm going to take them 6-3.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a close game.
Yeah, fuck you, Nick.
Yeah, you got Lamet for Colorado. He's coming in with a 12.42 ERA. Smell is pitching too. Snell has not looked good this year. He's 2 for 6 with a 4.06 ERA, and that's what he gets for breaking Harper's wrist last year.
Yep.
But I think the Padres win this 9-4.
9-4.
Ooh, that's hot. I wanted to go with Christian's take on this. Last game of the series. Give me the Padres 7-3.
Loser.
I know, man. I know. But that's going to get us out of here, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
You have a good weekend, y'all.
Enjoy.
And let's
Cheers,
just say
guys.
that Miami is still garbage. I don't care what you guys are saying over there. Miami's
Somebody
garbage.
join Nick for an AA meeting.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's what we got
I'll
wings.
see you there on Sunday morning, guys. Cheers. Have a good weekend, guys.
Peace.
We dive into the game from hoops to gridiron, analyzing every play like we were the champion. With witty banter and humor, we keep it fun. HTP fam, we always bring the number one. Highlight taking pockets, we taking over the scene. We drop dubs and chugs, living the sports dream. From hot takes to deep dive, it's a winning regime. Come join the hype, we not just blowing steam.